to the next question. PhD is demanding. How do you get to manage your family and loved ones while they are far away? This question in itself is true. I would say that PhD is demanding, yes. As much as some persons might say, oh, manage your schedule, manage your time, it's probably not as easy as saying it until you get into the PhD yourself and you see where it pinches. As they say, when you wear the shoe, you know where it pinches. So, giving all the emphasis on the mental strain that comes with the PhD, for my family, I think I have been blessed with people who are fairly understanding. So, why do I say that? Many times I have faltered, right? There's some persons I don't call for a long time. But when it comes to my immediate family, like my mom, my sister, we don't speak every day. But the very few times we speak, she's very understanding. She asks how I'm doing. And I tell her, I just pour out everything in my heart and, we rub minds. And I always, for each person, for each group of families that I deal with, I always have someone in particular who is like a contact in each of those families that I communicate with, so that way I'm able to still maintain the relationship. For example, I have my boss, Mr. Tony Olawe, and I know that what I would say is, okay, the contact person I have in our family is the eldest daughter, Antonia. So Antonia is younger age. I could just take my phone quickly and just say, hello, how are you doing? How's school? And maybe that was just maybe 6 o'clock in the evening when I'm trying to wrap up with work, or when I'm taking my break in the evening while I'm working. And with Antonia, for example, I don't have to be formal. I don't have to think of how to say things, or I don't have to speak for long. So that way, when I speak to Antonia, whenever our parents are probably talking about Yinka, she's like, "Oh, I spoke to him some days back." So that way, my relationship with the Alaways family is maintained. With my counselor, Mrs. Ogunimu, so in her family, they have the lovely little kids, Kylie and Credy, her husband, and her. So with her, she was my class teacher during my secondary school. On weekends, mostly, or maybe during the weekday, but mostly on weekends, I just, if we have probably communicated during the weekday, she's like a mother to me, or she's a mother to me, literally at this point. I just take out my time and I just call her and we speak for an hour or two, because it's more like speaking to my mom, so I dedicate that time to it. The Jamie Foss, who what such a lovely family that I stayed with while I was schooling in my undergraduates in Port Harcourt. For them, I speak with the son in my Jamie Foss once in a while, whenever opportunity permits, and we are within the same age group, so it's easy to communicate. And there's also other people like that. But there are some persons that are very close to me because we probably went to school at the same time. We were roommates, like Agbo, Timothy, Pepple, Afini, a plethora of other persons as well. For those persons, we don't speak maybe 2 or 3 months. But when we speak, we probably spend an hour or two speaking, trying to make up for those lost times, trying to know what's going on in each other's lives. I don't know if probably I've responded to this question exactly, but the point here is, for each family, I probably find like a point of contact within each family that I can easily communicate with quickly, that would not require a lengthy or formal communication. But for other individuals that I have a responsibility to them, like my mom, like my class teacher, my counselor, Mrs. Ogunimu, I take out my time and I speak with them because it's important. The things we talk about are important enough such that a very quick chat on WhatsApp would not be sufficient. So, and then I'm married, so I have my beloved mother-in-law. She just makes the work so easy for me. My mother-in-law calls me almost every 2 days. It might be an exaggeration, but she actually calls me as frequently as that. And I tell her, what's going on in my life and my work and the troubles I have. And she remembers, so when she calls me the next time, she asks me about it. Oh, you told me about this stuff the other day. How are you doing? How is it going? And it makes it easy for me because I do make out time to see how well I can speak to as much persons as I can. But then for these key people who are important to me, I try to respond to them as quickly as possible. And for those I know that it's very vital, I try to find a key contact within those families that I can speak to quickly and still maintain the relationship. One other point I want to just make as a final point is WhatsApp. So many times I always have plethora of messages I'm yet to reply to on WhatsApp. So what I always try to do is, if I need to post on my status, and I say this with all sense of responsibility and respect to those who send me the messages I'm yet to reply to, I put a point on my status and say, oh, sorry, I'm unavailable at the moment to reply to all the messages that I have, but I'll take our time to respond. And as a result of that, sometimes there are some messages that I don't reply to for over 2 weeks. I'm bad to say it, sometimes over a month, depending on how stressed I am or how tired I am about even touching my phone at those moments. So I think I'll leave it here with all the questions of how I'm able to manage all of these things. And I don't even know if all my responses are sufficient enough for this question, but I'll leave it at that. Peace.